Up next on Lion TV, we have Curtis Stevens telling us all about Searcy School's jazz band, along with David and Aiden telling us about the popular band of this week's discography.
And me, Reagan Tyler, here to give you your latest updates on college baseball. All that and more, Lion TV starts now.
Good morning, Searcy High. Welcome back to another episode of Lion TV. I'm Liz Cochran.
And I'm Brooklyn Shaver. We hope you had a good week. Now let's start this morning off with some student announcements.
Cheer tryouts for the 9th grade varsity cheer are just around the corner. If you're interested in trying out, please complete the Google form and make plans to attend the mandatory parent-athlete meeting on March 5th in the cafeteria at 5:30 p.m. See Ms. White or Ms. Hollyfield if you have any questions.
Jostens will be on campus to deliver graduation items on March 12th. If you have not already ordered your cap and gown, please do so as soon as possible. They will be in the lobby of the arena during both lunches that day. Students who are not scheduled to be on campus during that time need to make plans to be here during that time to pick up your items.
The UAMS Pharmacy Summer Camp is designed for high school juniors and seniors interested in opportunities in the pharmacy profession. The cost is $150 and covers lab materials, activity supplies, meals, and a camp t-shirt. No housing is available. Camp is June 1st through 3rd from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and is being held at UAMS College of Pharmacy on the Little Rock campus. For more information, contact Willie Hicks, Director of Recruitment, at wfhicks@uams.edu.
Arkansas Girls and Boys State is a week-long civics education program designed to give a hands-on experience to our state's future leaders. Students will build a fully functioning mock government and dive into specialized fields that interest them, such as law, media, and public service. Girls State is May 24th through 29th at Harding University. Boys State is May 24th through 29th at University of Central Arkansas. Interested juniors need to see Ms. Pence in the counselor's office to register. The deadline for registration is Thursday, March 19th.
There are many music genres that are frequently overlooked and not given enough spotlight.
You're right, Liz. I already have some genres in mind. Let's send it over to Curtis Stevens with some insight on our SHS Jazz Band.
SHS has had its fair share of jazz bands since the 50s, although an actual jazz program disappeared a couple of years ago. However, one teacher is planning on revitalizing the program for the future.
So I'm the orchestra director and the jazz band director as well. Jazz band's actually the first ensemble I was in. I started in jazz band in high school, and when I heard that the jazz band here was no longer a thing, I felt like I kind of had to step up and take it over. So.
Many instruments are in jazz, like trumpet, drums, and piano, although those instruments are useless if there's no one to play them.
Currently there's 10 students in jazz band, but if you include Mr. Johns, Miss Clark, and Mr. Dodson, the band directors, they're going to play with us as well, so 13 in total.
I'm with the rhythm section, so in the rhythm section is me and bass and drums. In class, I'm pretty much just following along with the music. For the most part, piano, it's just chords, and then every once in a while I'll have like a solo or something like that.
Hundreds of jazz standards exist. Mr. Jennings has selected a few for the ensemble to play.
Currently we're playing Chameleon, which is like a funk chart, and then Shiny Stockings, which is a big band chart by Count Basie. Nightfall, which is more of like a slower ballad piece with a trumpet and sax solo.
Probably my favorite one is Nightfall, and then we're also doing some more upbeat tunes like Spain by Chick Corea.
And then we're playing Hay Burner, which is like another kind of big band chart as well.
1, 2, 3.
Jazz is one of the most unique music genres. Many people enjoy it, although many people also don't.
I really like how you could definitely be more creative with it than in classical music, and I like how there's more room to improvise.
I think jazz is one of those things that there's a certain stigma about it. People don't really understand it because they haven't really heard it live. The main thing to get people interested is just to get them to come to a concert so they can give it a shot. It's one of those things that you feel like you don't truly appreciate it until you've done it.
Jazz Band's next concert will be this spring, so be sure to check them out and support them in their endeavors. This is Curtis Stevens sending it back to the news desk.
Thanks, Curtis.
I'm glad I got to learn more about our jazz band, and I'm glad that they got their deserved recognition.
After a 2-day search that started Wednesday, the trail has gone cold on local efforts to find Johnny Hamilton, according to Captain Zach White of Texarkana, Arkansas Police Department. The search was concentrated around Nix Creek near Irmer Dansby Pondexter Park, where Hamilton's 2001 red Chevrolet Silverado was discovered Wednesday. "We don't believe he's in the area around the creek," White County said Friday. Bowie County's Sheriff's Office Search and Rescue Team K-9 trackers Renji and Abigail combed through 35 acres in the heavily wooded area along the creek. A trailing dog was used Thursday shortly before the search was discontinued. Anyone with information on Hamilton is asked to call 911 or the Caddo Parish Sheriff's Office at 318-675-2170.
Three of the country's busiest national parks will no longer require advance reservations during the peak seasons this year. The National Park Service announced this month that Arches, Glacier, and Yosemite National Parks are removing timed entry systems that have been used in recent summers to manage heavy crowds. Yosemite will not require reservations for its popular Firefall viewing period this season. At Arches National Park, officials confirmed that a timed entry reservation system will not be used in 2026. Visitors are encouraged to arrive early, stay flexible, and explore less crowded areas if popular sites fill up. Arches is also an international dark sky park, and after-hour visits are encouraged for stargazing.
President Donald Trump gave the longest State of the Union address in recorded history as he touted all his accomplishments from his first year back in office in a, quote, turnaround for the ages, and delivered an upbeat assessment of the economy. He told Americans the country is richer and safer than it has ever been, thanks to his policies, and vowed to deliver more wins if voters keep his Republican majorities in place after the midterms. Pointing to stock market gains and planned investments into building more manufacturing in the U.S., he promoted a new golden age for America. One of the moments to highlight was the gold medal-winning men's Olympic hockey team was introduced to the president to chants of USA, USA, USA early in the president's speech, as he celebrated the team's first Olympic gold since 1980. Hey Brooklyn, I wonder if we're going to get some pretty warm weather pretty soon.
Me too. Let's send it over to Bo Brim for some weather updates.
Good morning, Cersei. Let's get into today's weather. Today's going to be sunny with a high of 74, rain at 7% chance, and winds at south-southeast at 7 miles an hour. Your humidity is going to be at 49%, and your sun rose at 6:38 a.m. On to tonight. Tonight's going to be mostly clear with a low of 43, rain at 10% chance, and winds at south-southwest at 5 miles an hour, humidity at 66%, and your sun will set at 6 p.m. On to the almanac. Last 7-day average is a high of 54, a low of 33. Monthly average of precipitation is 3.90 inches, and your month to date is 3.35 inches. On to the 5cast. Saturday is going to be sunny with a high of 80, a low of 48, a 5% chance of rain. Sunday is going to be sunny with a high of 67, a low of 48, with a 22% chance of rain. Monday is going to be partly cloudy with a high of 59 and a low of 44, with a 43% chance of rain. Tuesday is going to be rain with a high of 67, a low of 54, with a 24% chance of rain. And Wednesday is going to be cloudy with a high of 73, a low of 58, and a 24% chance of rain. Looks like the warmer temperatures are starting to roll back in. Back to y'all.
Thanks, Bo. I'm ready for some warm weather.
I'm starving. What's for lunch today, Brooklyn?
Today for lunch we'll be having smothered baked chicken, classic cheese pizza, chicken and chili crispito, classic American cheeseburger, ham and cheese flatbread, fresh whole fruit, and milk.
That sounds amazing. Make sure to thank our lunch ladies for all they do for us here at SHS.
Hey Liz, I've been trying to expand my music taste here recently.
Well, good thing we have Aiden Denson and David Hodges here to enlighten us on a popular band.
Welcome back to Discography. Let's get right into today's episode. Avenged Sevenfold was founded in Huntington Beach, California in 1999 with the members M. Shadows, The Rev, Zachy Vengeance, and Matt Wendt originally started the band. On July 24th, 2001, they released their first album by the name of Sounding the Seventh Trumpet, with hits that include Warmness on the Soul, Shattered by Broken Dreams, and the heavier tracks Darkness Surrounding and Turn the Other Way. City of Evil is widely known as their most popular album with top hits like Bat Country, Burn It Down, and Seize the Day. These songs alone brought immense fame to the band.
Watch your tongue or have it cut from your head. Save your life by keeping whispers unsaid.
Sadly, the original drummer, Jimmy "The Rev" Sullivan, died on December 28, 2009 at age 28 from an accidental overdose of prescription drugs and alcohol. With an enlarged heart acting as a contributing factor, his death occurred shortly after finishing his drum tracks for the album Nightmare. Nightmare brought hits like the album-titled song Nightmare, So Far Away, and Welcome to the Family. Near the end of the album features the Rev's last piece of work, Fiction. Since Avenged Sevenfold has such a unique sound and had a great relationship with the developers at Activision, they were happy to get with Call of Duty to bring 5 collaborative songs such as Not Ready to Die, Carry On, Shepherd of Fire, Mad Hatter, and Magic. Currently, Avenged Sevenfold is still touring worldwide, so I'm sure people here at Cersei Hives have some favorites. Only one way to find out. Let's go ask around.
Probably MIA. I really like Piece of Heaven. It's really nice. It really brought me into the whole band and all that. It's actually the first song I listened to.
Probably MIA, part of the City of Evil album.
Those are some great picks. I know, right? Well, thanks for tuning in, Cersei. Let's send it back to the news desk.
I think I might have to listen to them more often.
Thanks, Aiden and David.
Here at SHS, we have many outstanding students.
That's right, Brooklyn. Good thing we have Kat Bremen here to shine a spotlight on one of our talented students.
Welcome back, Cersei, to a new episode of Line of the Week. And today I have Emily Riddell, who will be telling us about the new spring play, The Odyssey. So Emily, tell us a little bit about yourself and your experience with the Odyssey.
So I'm Penelope in our new play of the Odyssey. It's really fun so far.
What made you want to be part of the Odyssey?
So I listened to Epic the Musical and I thought it'd be really cool to see Homer's play put on stage.
And do you have a favorite character in the Odyssey besides Penelope?
My favorite character is probably Telemachus because he's very young-spirited and then he's very oblivious of what is happening, but later on when he grows older, he knows what's happening, and later Odysseus returns.
Okay, and what were your first impressions of the Odyssey?
I was very excited because I love the Odyssey, and I was like, I really want to be Penelope, and somehow I got it.
And are there any requirements to join the spring play, or can anybody join?
Anybody can really join. You just have to, if you're in tech, you should get an interview with Ms. Taylor, or you should audition for a part. And we are looking for a few small roles if you're still interested in joining.
And what do you consider your biggest weakness, and how are you working to improve it?
My biggest weakness is probably going too quickly with my lines, so I stumble over them, and I improve it by practicing saying my lines slowly and enunciate those words that I'm saying.
We can reorder it.
Okay, and finally, what do you think about your fellow actors and Miss Taylor?
I love my fellow actors. We're like a whole big family, and they all work really hard on making sure the blocking and each interaction is perfect for our play to run smoothly.
Okay, well thank you, Emily. Well, Cersei, that's all the time left in this week's Line Week. I'm Kat Bremen, sending it back to the anchors at the news desk.
Thanks, Kat. The Lions had a tough game against Paragould last week.
Let's send it over to Reagan Tyler with all of our sports updates.
Good morning, Cersei. Hi, I'm Reagan Tyler, and let's dive right into some sports announcements for this week. Our Cersei boys and girls soccer team had their first game of the season this past Tuesday, where they both faced off against Russellville and Cabot. The boys had an unfortunate loss to Russellville's 1-0, and then bounced back and beat Cabot 3-0. The girls won both matches 1-0, showing great signs for the season. Our boys and girls basketball teams both took on Paragould last Friday, where the boys played a tough game, losing 52-59. The girls team also ended up losing a tough long game with a final score of 38-46. Both teams looked to bounce back this past Tuesday, where they faced off against West Memphis. The boys' game against West Memphis didn't go their way, as they would take another loss with a final score of 58-69. This drops their record to 11-18. The girls would also go on to lose a close one against a tough West Memphis team with a final score of 30-36. This drops their record to 2-26. The boys and girls will play later on today at 5 p.m. at the Lion Arena. Make sure to come support our Lions and the seniors, as it is senior night. We will bring you the highlights of the games next week. Moving on to national sports, this week gave us a little bit of everything in the sports world. On the baseball diamond, the Arkansas Razorbacks and Arkansas State wrapped up in their state showdown in Fayetteville after Arkansas State shocked the 6th-ranked Hogs earlier in the week with a big 12-4 upset, which is their first win over Arkansas in program history. The Razorbacks answered back this past Wednesday with a tight 1-0 win in a pitcher's duel to split the series and steady things before conference play heats up. Over in the NBA, the Los Angeles Lakers came up just short against the Orlando Magic this past Tuesday in a heartbreaker, falling 110-109 after a late go-ahead basket by Wendell Carter Jr. Orlando's young star Paolo Banchero led the way with 36 points, and LeBron James had a chance at the buzzer, but it just wouldn't fall as the Lakers continued to battle in a crowded Western Conference play race. Moving over to SEC basketball action from last Saturday, Arkansas picked up a strong 94-86 comeback win over Missouri, fueled by a 21-point performance from Billy Richmond III and a big second-half push that kept the Razorbacks right in the middle of a conference fight. A busy stretch for Arkansas fans and plenty of drama across the board. Well, that's all the sports updates I have for you today, Cersei. Now back to the news desk.
Thanks, Reagan.
Well, that's all the time we have for you today, Cersei. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Cersei Highline TV.
And to follow us on X at Lion TV, Instagram at Cersei Lion TV, and on Facebook at Cersei High Lion TV. Signing off, I'm Liz Cochran.
And I'm Brooklyn Shaver. See you next week, Cersei.